It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got something new from Tommy. My man Tommy made some shit. Like, yo, listen, I don't know why I just called him Tommy. I'm in a mood today. Probably because I got a mohawk. I don't want to tell you about why I have a mohawk, but just you got to stop in the live stream sometimes because crazy shit goes down. I also have one shaved leg. Twitch.tv/DuaneTV. I appreciate you guys. This one is called Everybody Needs Me. I'm excited to dive into it. It already looks like it's going to be interesting, but all of his songs I feel bring about a lot of discussion. So I'm prepared. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Let's see what he was cooking with.
I think the world's gone.
Bro, we ain't really need you in the Canadian Speedo. Come on now. Wait. What are we doing?
I think the world's gone brain dead. Since when did everybody identify as they, them? Cut up all their penises and trade them for some fake breasts. I ain't homophobic, I got gay friends. I just think it's weird that the world's so offended. They tell us fat is beautiful while they take an Ozempic. They wanted to get rich and they started a pandemic. And they really want to win, so they're rigging the elections. Everybody's offended by everything every second. And anytime that I mention that men can never get pregnant, I get aggressively threatened by kids with 17 genders who think a word is a weapon and want to teach me a lesson. And
okay, I like this already. First of all, so it's based around... People get offended by everything. They really do. It's like, I mean, people always have been offended in life, but especially lately, we're in this era of like, you can't say anything. You just got to just shut your mouth, look your own way, and let everything happen. And if you question anything, if you have a question, a comment, an opinion, you're immediately labeled as something. Everything is a phobia now. Everything, you're phobic this, phobic that. Apparently, we fear everything nowadays because you question it, which is wild to me. It's actually crazy to me, and it's I don't know, bro. It's getting to a place where it's crazy. But
for what they take an Ozempic, they wanted to get rich and they started a pandemic, and they really want to win, so they're rigging the elections. Everybody's offended by everything every second, and anytime that I mention that men can never get pregnant, I get aggressively threatened by kids with 17 genders who think a word is a weapon and want to teach me a lesson.
And I like that too. Every time I say that a man can't get pregnant, I get threatened by people with 17 genders. And it does feel that way. Like, listen, at the end of the day, here, this is the way that I look at it. And not everyone's gonna look at it the same. And I'm not here to change your mind on anything. I'm just giving you my opinion, right? When it comes to somebody transitioning as an adult, they decide, you know what, I want to transition to be a female, or a female wants to transition to be a male. If you feel like that's gonna make you happier, I don't give a shit. Do what you want to do. Have at it. I wish you the best. Like, I want you to be happy in your life. And if you think that that's what's going to make you happier, then I want you to go ahead and do that. Just the same as like, if you think it's going to make me happier to go and get some box, or like, I'm trying to think of something, play some video games or whatever, like, right? Like, I could do what I want to do. So you do what you want to do. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not here to judge somebody, but there is a point at which it's become crazy, because if we try to have a conversation and I'm like, well, this is a trans woman, it's not a woman. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can be a trans woman and hopefully your life feels happier, better, you're more fulfilled, and things work out for you. I wish all of that for you. But because I'm not willing to say, well, you're a woman, because, you know, you're like, I'm evil, I'm transphobic, I'm all sorts of different things. And really what you're doing is you're taking somebody that's actually in support of you, that's on your side, and saying, go do what makes you happy. And you're turning me into an enemy because I won't follow every little piece of ideology that you want to push into my mind. And that's where I'm like confused that people would do something that makes no sense, right? It's like, you're either 100% in or you're out is how people look at it. And I can't just kind of fall in between and say, well, I agree with this and have fun and support it, but this doesn't really make much sense to me. And so I question it. And so now I'm evil. Like, this is the era that we're in now, and it doesn't make any sense. I really don't understand it, but I guess I'm gonna be honest, I don't really give a shit. I don't really give a shit. If people feel like they want to label me, I'm just like, you're not the person that I should be talking to anyway. And then as far as the pronouns go, I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit weird on. Like, I get it if you're like, yo, listen, you transitioned and you want to be a she, her, doesn't bother me, right? But all this other, the V, them, and they, them, and z, zer, and with the video we did on someone who says, I want moon pronouns. Like, what the hell is that? That's not even, what do we talk? At this point, we're just making shit up. At this point, we're just making shit up. So I get why people are like, I identify as the attack helicopter. Like, oh, you're automatically transphobic. It's like, no, I'm making fun of the foolishness that I see happening in front of me, because this doesn't make sense. Okay, but if you want to transition, you're like, yo, from he, him to she, her, like, whatever, bro. I don't care. It is what it is. But making up all these other terms and just throwing random letters in there, or like, no, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense.
And it's crazy, P. Diddy diddling rappers and hitting women on camera. Conviction ain't gonna happen, hit the evidence. Instead of putting him in the slammer, cause he's too rich to be canceled, we try to fill a prison cell with the president.
If nothing, yeah, the P. Diddy thing is actually crazy, because we did a video on him attacking Cassie in that hotel room. Unfortunately, it's past the date of being able to prosecute or do anything about it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's out the window, but it's like that should lead to some very strong investigations on other shit that he's done and things that maybe are within the window of time, because I'm like, come on now. That's crazy to me. Like, this dude been doing some wild stuff. And it seems like he's going to end up getting away with it. Whereas someone like an R. Kelly got thrown in for the very similar reasons, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't really get it.
Born in Canada, moved to the USA, where you're probably a racist if you're not gay. All of my blacks, all of my whites, if you on the left, if you on the right, if you got a weenie and or the genie, they, them, he, she.
If you got a weenie or a vagini, he, them, here. Okay, all right.
My straights, all of my gays, all of my guys who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and peepees, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. Gwandi doctor, tell him save me Martin, save me Martin.
Immediately, I already know where this is going. People are gonna be like, yo, he's racist. He's using the dreads. Oh my, we cancel him. This is exactly where everybody's gonna go, as if like you can't do anything in life anymore, because everything automatically has the worst possible connotation and the worst possible like meaning behind it, right? Like I hate that. So shout out to Tom for doing it.
Me to see one rapper, he a chi-chi man, I think the world's gone mad. Do black lives still matter, or is trans the new black? Every time I rap, I got them crapping their pants. They having cardiac arrest like they all had the jab. It's weird, take a look at your history. You're yelling free Palestine. Look what happened when you freed Britney.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I've said this before in a video, but I'm going to give my opinion on this, because a lot of people try to relate the jab to causing everything, right? And I'm not positive. I'm just putting it out there. There's possibilities. And I think we already know that by now, but I'm going to give my experience, okay? Because I did get the jab. I didn't want to get the jab. I'm never into anything, whether it's a vaccine or it's medication or anything that's new. I've always been like, yo, listen, I want some years to go by, 10 years, whatever. I want there to be enough time and science behind it to know exactly what could happen and all that stuff before I'm willing to put it in my body. That's just my approach. I feel like it's just a safe thing. It has nothing to do with this specific situation in the jab. I've always been this way, and that's just the way that I've always looked at things, because I used to always see those commercials, especially when it comes to like antidepressants or something. 10 years later, it's like, were you taking lorazepam or whatever the hell you call it, and and when you were and this happened and that happened, you might have a lawsuit. And so I've seen those throughout the years, and I'm like, yo, that's why you just wait. You just gotta wait and see how things go. But I have a friend that I help take care of that has mental health issues like schizophrenia and stuff, and they happen to be in the hospital, and the hospital would not let me visit if I did not get the jab, and they did not really have anybody to go visit. And so I'm like, do I just leave them for a year with no visits? Like they don't get to see anybody that actually cares about them outside of these doctors, which honestly don't do the best job, especially not in this area. Or do I just suck it up and say, you know what, I'm going to risk it because this means something to me. Like this person, I almost choked. This person means something to me. And so I decided to go through it. And within so I got it maybe in 2021. I think it was 2021. And then I'd say in 2023, I ended up having some weird issues. Now, part of it I do feel like was because I quit smoking weed. And apparently when you quit from excessive smoking, your heart rate will go higher, your blood pressure for a little while before it like re-levels down. But it brought me to asking my doctor to maybe just check this out to make sure everything's okay. Went to a cardiologist, and they said that my heart rate had come back down by the time I actually got into the appointment to below 100. But they were saying that when they put the Holter monitor on me, which tests you for a couple of days, that I'm having spikes of my heart rate. And I don't know if that had to do with the fact that I quit smoking weed, but I feel like a lot of people quit smoking weed, and it's not like this happens all the time. So I'm immediately like, maybe it did have to do with that. I don't know. But they called it supraventricular tachycardia or atrial tachycardia, which thankfully can be fixable. I took some medication, which I'm actually still taking, and is doing way, way better now. And at one point, they thought my ejection fraction was low, which anybody that knows about hearts or has been, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, it's just not good. That's like heart failure as it gets lower and lower, but it can also be risen by taking some medication, doing healthy things. So thankfully, I wasn't in a really bad spot, but it just makes me wonder if some of these situations and problems that started to arise a year or two later had anything to do with that. I don't know. Now, some people say that if you had a problem, it would have happened right then and there. I don't know science like that, but I just know that a lot of these issues were not things that I had before, and I find it hard to believe that quitting a drug that raises your heart rate when you smoke it and stuff like would have caused, like, so I don't know. I can't say one way or the other, which is why I've never really brought it up. I've never argued about it, but it's just, I feel like it was unfair that I was forced to get it to be able to support somebody who's in a situation where they need all the support they can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I took all the precautions, I'm in my house every single day, I'm wearing the mask when I go. I just feel like it's crazy that I had to put something in my body that I was not comfortable with in order to be there for somebody that I care about. It really rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm always going to remember that. That's always going to be a point of contention for me, without a doubt.
Children ain't gay, they've been watching too much Disney. Eminem fans praying Shady will diss me. Everybody's so triggered that
Eminem fans praying Shady will diss me. There's a lot of people that want to see that happen. I don't think that it's going to. I don't know if there's any truth behind what Mac Lethal said about, M heard his, rap over the beat and said, this is corny, turn it off. Like, I feel like that is there a chance it's true? There's a chance of anything in life. Do I think that it's true? Probably not. It was maybe more so an angle that he used in that diss track, which I was going to hope for a Tom response. I'm not going to lie. Not that I feel like Tom needs to. Tom's doing amazingly. He could just completely ignore it, keep doing what he's doing, keep making money, keep making good music, and shit's gonna be fine. But the battle rapper in me, the person that has watched battle rap since the very beginning, since Scribble Jams, since Grind Time, leading into King of the Dot and URL TV and all the shit that you guys see now, I wanted to see that just because I love diss tracks. I absolutely love them. It's one of my favorite things to listen to, break down, talk about. So I wanted it, but I get it. It's I don't blame him for not responding. I totally understand that, I'm doing really well in life. More important shit to worry about.
ain't gay, they've been watching too much Disney. Eminem fans praying Shady will diss me. Everybody's so triggered that I just keep getting bigger. They want a Morgan Wallen me like Tom MacDonald said. I just want to know about which rich celebrities kiss kids. The Epstein list is hid from existence. I don't want to be nobody other than me. I want to choke the woke until they struggle to breathe.
Yo, listen, trust me. I'm just from a person that does some live streams and every once in a while makes motions that get called out and clipped, and you got to be careful on some of these motions that you do with these two hands. Okay, Tom, you gotta watch out, my guy. You gotta watch out. But
I just want to know about which rich celebrities kiss kids. The Epstein list is hid from existence.
That's crazy to me too. I'm still blown away that all this stuff came out with I call him the island guy because I don't want to get myself flagged. I feel like in a song it gets by. But the island guy gets caught, all this shit comes out, and we never find out who's on the list. We never find out who it was that he had recorded and had, right? Because if he was recording a bunch of people and he had all these like different pieces of evidence on people that he would bring out there and do, right? Because that's what I'm pretty sure it came out, that there was cameras around his places, and so somebody has access to this, and yet we never found out any of it. Who it was, nothing. I think that to me is probably one of the biggest cover-ups in the history of the world, because it's not just people in America. I'm pretty sure that they were saying that this potentially included people from different countries of very big prominence, rich families, all sorts of shit. And all of it is just, we don't know nothing about it. It's just hush hush. And I think that that's one of the biggest cover-ups and craziest things that has ever actually happened.
I don't want to be nobody other than me. I want to choke the woke until they struggle to breathe. Hollywood is a joke and I'm exposing the creeps. Like Ellen Page and a man if she's squatting to pee. Born in Canada, moved to the USA, where you're probably a racist if you're not gay. All of my blacks, all of my whites. If you on the left, if you on the right. If you got a weenie and you're the genie, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. All of my straights, all of my gays, all of my guys who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and peepees, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. Don't call me a white boy, I identify as black. My pronouns are...
Yo! First of all, I apologize. I went on some tangents in this video, and I feel like a lot of the things I could have explained way faster than taking minutes long to kind of like get through my thoughts. But hey, that's what, I don't edit these. If I edited them, it'd be like the perfect response to the perfect bar and be able to cut it all up and stuff. But I'm just giving you guys the reality. Yo, this shit's funny though. My man said, don't call me a white boy, I identify as black. That's one of the, I mean, that's what comes next, right? That's the next part is like, what if we identify as a different race? What if people start? Here's the thing. We keep going down this path. I feel like that's next. I identify as a different race. We're just gonna have to accept it, and it's going to come to a point where it's. Then you're gonna start getting people saying, "Well, I identify as this age." Then it gets really creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like I worry. I worry for us as a people if we keep going down this path.
You got a weenie, tatas, and peepees, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. Don't call me a white boy, I identify as black. My pronouns are the ones you didn't use, so now I'm mad. My hunters go hunting while your hunters smoking crack. I can't say the R word, so y'all are handicapped. All of my blacks.
Yeah, there's a bar about, was it Hunter Biden, right? My hunters go hunting, your hunters smoking crack. That's wild.
If you on the left, if you on the right, if you got a weenie and or the genie, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. All of my straights, all of my gays, all of my bars who swing both ways. If you got a weenie, tatas and peepees, they, them, he, she. Everybody needs me. One doctor, tell him save me mine. Save me mine. Me to see one rapper. See one rapper. He a chi-chi man. He a chi-chi man.
I rock with it. I thought this shit was fire. This was interesting. There was a lot of stuff to talk about. I don't feel like, so I feel like the reaction isn't bad. Like I gave you guys my actual thoughts. I talked about things that it made me think, which is what we do every single reaction. And I always enjoy having the conversation with you guys and seeing the comments and stuff like that. But I feel like I was having such a hard time, like getting to the point of a lot of the things I wanted to say that I went on long ass tangents. So I do apologize for that. If you happen to still be here, you're a legend. I just want to make sure that you know that because I went off on some long tangents that I could have did in very much less words. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. This was good. I like I said, I always enjoy Tom's music because it's I feel like he's a good rapper. But he also brings about a lot of topics that have discussion points, and I enjoy having discussions. That's probably my favorite part about the reactions is stopping and talking about the lyrics and the thoughts that I have around it and the relations I have to it and so on and so forth, as opposed to talking about just like, yo, this is a complex triple entendre that means this, this, and this, which is cool. And there's channels that do that and they do it really well. But I like to just talk about, all right, he talked about this specific topic. Let's dive a little bit deeper into it. Here's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Like, that's what I like to do on this channel. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys on Twitch, twitch.tv/DuaneTV. Who knows? Next time, maybe I'll have a reverse mohawk. Shit might go down. But yeah, take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.